One thing we hear over and over again from people is how bad social media pages like Facebook and Instagram have gotten with fake profiles trying to friend and talk to target victims. We decided to conduct an experiment, and the results even surprised us. We started off by creating a bait profile of a 75-year-old woman who is a widow. We even made a couple profiles of her son, daughter, and granddaughter, and connected them through the About section on Facebook, which allows you to list your family, making the profile look more legit. The photos we used, with permission of the person of course, is of a 72-year-old woman. We placed a handful of pictures on her profile, filled the About section out like a typical person would, but left everything open to the public. Our granny is from a small town outside of Atlanta, Georgia. We baited her timeline with a few quotes from the Bible and photos of some blankets our granny was knitting, and sent her out into social media for an adventure. The first day we made a comment on Good Morning America's Facebook news page. Our lady we called Myrtle wrote on a feel-good story about families and camping adventures for the summer. Myrtle wrote that she loved to travel with her husband and kids when they were little, and misses her husband and how much he and her loved to travel in their RV while he was still alive. We logged offline and came back 3 hours later. During the 3 hours, Myrtle received 129 friend requests. Out of the 129 friend requests, 120 of them were fake profiles. 5 of them were from real people from other countries, including a man from Kuwait, India, and Pakistan, all younger men, but they were real and used their real names. 4 of the friend requests were from actual real people, who were very likely just friend collectors who send friend requests to anyone they see. All 4 of them were middle-aged or older, all Americans, 3 women, and 1 man. They were all legit. Myrtle also received 12 message requests from fake male profiles, all asking her to send a friend request to them, and she received 1 spam message from a man who was real from Turkey who demanded a video chat. Later that night, we had Myrtle join a Facebook group that deals with the loss of your spouse and a group for people who love to knit. We also had her write various comments in the group about her love for knitting, as well as how she lost her spouse 15 years ago and introduced herself to both groups. We logged our dear granny out of Facebook for the night, only to log in the next morning. She had 548 friend requests. Out of the 548 friend requests, 530 of them were from fake profiles. The others were friend requests from real people. 6 of them were from people in and around the area where Myrtle said she was from, who seemed to have a general interest in being friends for the sake of they also lived in Georgia and liked to do crafting and or had lost their spouse. The others consisted of 2 men who had profile pictures which were X-rated of their private area, and 3 of them were random guys from various countries. Myrtle had over 99 messages from various people. Out of the 99 messages she received, 94 of them were from fake profiles. The others were messages from genuine people who wrote kind-hearted messages about her losing her spouse and some prayer photos wishing her well. 98% of the profiles who sent her a message and friend request were claiming to be widows. 2% said their wife cheated and then got caught in bed with the best friend and ran off. They all follow this typical scammer dating format. 30% lost their wife in childbirth. 40% lost their wife due to cancer, often stating liver, kidney, or lung cancer. 20% said they lost their wife due to a car crash. And 10% said an airplane crash and or a gas explosion. Both were tied. 90% of them had a child they were raising. 20% were claiming to be doctors, 10% were airline pilots, and a whopping 40% were military men. 20% were mixed in as engineers, construction, or some kind of engineering and building of bridges and roads. And 10% were gold and gemstone buyers or Forex Bitcoin miners and traders. 95% asked Myrtle to download Hangouts and WhatsApp. 80% of them asked for her email, in addition to asking her to download Hangouts and WhatsApp. 15% had a birthday coming up shortly, or their child had a birthday soon and asked Myrtle for a gift. Only roughly 10% of the fake profiles wrote anything on her profile pictures or timeline or liked anything she had posted on her profile. 25% of the fake profiles sending messages to her tried to ring her via Facebook Messenger. 75% of the fakes sent messages and calls between the hours of 10 p.m. and 5 a.m. The final part of this experiment, we had one fake profile ask for money within moments of chat. Myrtle said she was very rich and would send the money and then block the scammer's fake profile. After word got out that she was wealthy and would send money within 24 hours, our dear Myrtle received an additional 500 friend requests, both from fake profiles and real guys from West Africa, often them being young guys in their 20s. We reported 10 of the fake profiles to Facebook. Ones that were blatantly fake and absolutely absurd, meaning they had badly photoshopped pictures, ridiculous fake names, and even one who was using the name of Mark Zuckerberg along with his pictures, saying to our Myrtle that she had won the Facebook lottery. Out of the 10 fake profiles reported, only one was removed. The rest of them, Facebook said, didn't violate community standards, including the one using Mark Zuckerberg's name and profile photo. This just gives you an insight into how much of an epidemic scammers are on social media and how they use all types of dating formats and how quickly an innocent person can get inundated with friend requests from these scammers using both fake profiles and their real profiles.